and they'll debate that a little bit later on in the program. Tim Rosefort, who is a senior writer for the Golf World magazine and works on the Golf Channel, is going to be joining us, and he'll talk about the Wells Fargo tournament over the weekend and also look ahead to the players. And Steve Stricker is going to be playing in that tournament. And speaking of Steve, Dennis, the AmFam Championship is coming up a little bit later on, June 22nd through June 24th here in Madison. Be the third time the tournament has been held, and already they're getting some big names that are coming back. Just to name a few: Jerry Kelly, Bernhard Longer is coming back. David Toms is going to be here. Joe Durant, John Daly, Colin Montgomery, Mark Kalkovekias, Steve Flesch, along with Fred Funk, Paul Goidos, Jay Haas, Gene Sowers, and Duffy Waldorf. But that's just a partial list. I would suspect.
Did you say Fred Couples?
No, he apparently is not officially committed to the tournament yet. But I would think by tournament time,
he's from California.
All the big names will be back for that tournament again.
Right. Well, it's a great tournament. It's a great site. The course has got overwhelming ratings out on the tour, the senior tour. And it's a good cause, and Steve draws a lot of people, obviously, so good thing. Very good.
He's down at the Players. He's going to be playing this weekend. In fact, you don't know specifically his schedule, do you, at this time? But it looks like he's going to be playing maybe 4 or 5 of the next 6 weeks or something.
Yeah, or more. He wants to play. He's playing good. We spent a couple of days here going around, and he's really good. Attitude is good. Everything about it is right. He's cut enough grass now with his mower, so he's ready. He's ready.
You guys are down at the farm, huh?
Yeah, we were
ready.
We were farming.
Doing a little tractor work,
that
type of thing.
Looking for deer sheds, you name it.
And he's going to write a letter for the Memorial Golf Tournament, maybe, to see if he can get in. But yet, then he's going to try and pull.
I think he's going to pull out of that
because of the U.S. Open qualifying.
Of the U.S. Open, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He wants to do that.
Yeah,
and he should. I mean, I've never seen him drive it this good, as in straight and long. And putting, I think he hit on a couple of things with that, which was an equipment issue. And, going forward. So, he's pretty good. And a nice part about it, Nikki's with him, and so is the kid. So are the kids. And he's got a good caddy on the bag. Mario's going to
caddy. That's Dennis's son.
Yeah, so he's all set. It's right down his bailiwick. He's playing golf, and he has his family with him. That's all he really worries about.
And still feels as though he can win on both tours.
He's in great shape. He's in great shape. He's never been in this kind of shape, weight-wise and strength-wise. No question. I've, seeing what he did here and how far he drives it, it's 300's not an issue for him.
By the way, a Youper won the individual title in college golf. Hunter Eichhorn, who's a freshman, won the Big East Championship for the Marquette, and Youper does well. You ought to be.
There's every once in a while one of us come along, but he's a good player, and I know that this was an interest. Wisconsin was an interest also, and didn't happen.
Steve Bailey is the head coach of Marquette University, and he'll be joining us after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
The American Family Championship features golf's living legends competing right here in Wisconsin. Take advantage of the Wild Rock American Family Championship package, which includes 18 holes with GPS cart at Wild Rock, with lunch and a Wild Rock hat, plus a ticket to the championship in Madison this June. Call or check out our website for availability, 608-253-4653, or wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Madison. The 2018 American Family Insurance Championship.
Dave, so live board, I can just hit play, right?
Tickets are available
no
now
yellow
at
button.
amfamchampionship.com/tickets. Be on the links when tournament hosts.
No, I can just hit play. I do not have to hit the yellow button. Yeah, what's the number? Say that one more time. You say that one more time?
Learn more about senior living at an Oak Park Place near you. Visit oakparkplace.com.
We're not your electric company, but we help move power to your community. We don't generate electricity, but our grid helps to energize your everyday life. We provide stable, reliable energy transmission from the energy sources to your home or business. We are American Transmission Company, the vital link between power production and the people who count on it. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
The critics are raving. It's the hottest reservation in the city, and people wait months for a table. And now, it's finally time to take your seat behind the wheel of the 2018 E-Class at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. This is performance at its most tasteful. Refined power and Mercedes-Benz luxury with enough turbocharged torque to get you back in time for dessert. Visit MBUSA.com/E-Class to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Did you know every 65 seconds somebody develops Alzheimer's disease?
All right, Joel's here. We got
Did you know it kills more people than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined? Or that 1 out of 3 seniors die with the disease or another form of dementia? For the first time, the UW School of Medicine and Public Health
you can
will
always
be
text it to
partnering
me,
with
too.
the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation for a unique fundraising event that was created to support Alzheimer's research at the UW. In the next several weeks, the partnership will introduce Birdies to End Alzheimer's. This special fundraising event will run in conjunction with the American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge in June. What's really impressive about this upcoming campaign is that 100% of the proceeds will be used to fund Alzheimer's research at the UW. Stay tuned for more information on how you can become involved with Birdies to End Alzheimer's.
W265 CV Madison.
And we're back here at Cherokee Country Club, along with Dennis Tiziani, Paul Brown, talking golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network. And Dennis, next Monday night is going to be a special program here. Before we go to Steve, I just want to casually mention this. We will have the official announcement and the details on the Birdies for Alzheimer's, which is going to take place during the American Family Insurance Championship. Sanjay Asana, who's involved with research at UW Hospitals, will be here. And this is something you and I have been talking about for about 3 years, and it's finally officially going to kick off next Monday on WIBA in Madison, WOKY in Milwaukee, and WTSO throughout the day. There's going to be 12 interviews as we kick off the campaign with various people to talk about exactly what's going to happen.
I thought it was supposed to be a casual thing.
Well,
told me, no, it's really great. You know, obviously we're both excited about it. Motivation, of course, was Karen, Paul's wife, passed away, and that was the motivation for doing it to start with. Now we have a few more that are members here close by. So we're really it's exciting. You know, it put a whole new picture to what we're doing here at the golf show to be involved with this. Not only the tournament, great, but to be involved with the University of Wisconsin and the hospital Alzheimer's. You know, it put me, for me, and I know it did for you too, a whole new purpose to what we're doing.
Absolutely.
We're really excited about it, and Sanjay's going to be here. You know, and he's one of the best in the world for this. And wouldn't it be great if by some way, shape, or form that we wound up and we were just a little bit of a part of what's going on. So it's a big item. I hope everybody gets involved. I mean, it's out there already. You know, people are talking about the picking up and spending $1 a birdie and stuff like that. So that was a plug, you know.
Yeah, I got that. But
that was a plug, you know, $1 a birdie. 2,000 birdies last year. 1,022. That was it.
No, that was 2 years ago. They had 878 last year.
Okay, well, we're going to put the pins.
Went down a little bit.
We're going to put the pins in better places.
And joining us now is Steve Bailey, the head coach at Marquette University, whose Golden Eagles will play in the NCAA Regional down in Texas, May 14th through the 16th. And Steve, welcome to the program. Congratulations on making the regional. Give us a quick recap on your club this year.
Well, thanks for having us. Yeah, we're we had a pretty good year. We started off really hot in the fall, and we're fortunate to win out at Rich Harvest Farms, and we set a school record. We're shooting 32 under par out there, and that was the site of the NCAA finals last year. It wasn't quite the course that I remember from the past few years. The boys really had it going, and ended up having a good event over at Erin Hills, which is where we host our annual tournament, and actually had 3 different guys win individually in the fall as well. And not as hot in the spring, but still played well. We had actually our freshman won the Big East Conference tournament last week, and then we also had a guy finish second there. And so overall, it was, I guess if you look at rankings wise, it was our best year in school history, and had a lot of good individual performances as well. So
Steve, let's talk a little bit about Hunter Eichhorn is the freshman from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan who won the Big East Championship. Dennis Tiziani, born and raised in the Upper Peninsula. Tell us quickly about Hunter.
The Youper?
The Youper.
And a boy. Remember that?
Yeah.
There's a few of us.
He's a special kid. Pretty unique in what we're used to in terms of recruiting these days. He's never had a swing coach. He's self-taught. He's a great athlete, and has a graduating class of 16 people, and had never been on an airplane before coming to Marquette. But the one thing about Hunter is he learned how to win, and it didn't matter, what level he was playing. A bunch of these Wisconsin PGA events, we kind of adopted him here in the state as one of our own in junior events because they really didn't have a whole lot up there. But I think some coaches might have shied away from him. He has a little bit of a unique move at it, but he'd go out and shoot 64 and 65 fairly regularly. And, I think he didn't get to play in a lot of national tournaments either. So I think fortunately for us, not a lot of guys outside of our state or Michigan really knew of him.
Dennis, I want to jump in here. I think you'll get a kick out of this. He mentioned he's self-taught, and I read something about him. And he said, realistically, I used to think about things, and if it was going right, I'd aim left. If the face was open, I'd close it. And he said, I played a lot by feel, but it's got to be nice to have somebody in the Upper Peninsula make it and do so well in college golf.
Well, no question. But, there's a history of people from the UP that have gone to school, Michigan State. A couple came here when I was here. And, they are unique and they're self-taught. Most of the time self-taught. There was only 1 or 2 golf professionals. My dad was one of them. There was a fella up in Marquette area that I think was a golf professional also, but there wasn't a lot of formal teaching, so they played golf. However, what they do have up there is a lot of competition. Every weekend, there's a thing called a shortstop event where they play weekends. And so it isn't that they're short of competition. They learn how to win. And that person up there is a little bit hardier anyway. So, and I'm really happy for him. Someday I'll get to meet him.
Dennis, I want you to pick up on this and chat a little bit with Steve. And you've been a college coach yourself and instruction in golf all of your life. Put into perspective the job that Marquette has done in terms of their recruiting. And part 2 of that is they're basically doing it without a facility.
Well, he's got places to go, but now I know that, and we can talk about it, but III is good. Is that true now? You guys are moving forward with III?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we're building a new outdoor facility there.
Right.
Starting this summer, and then we have we broke ground on an indoor facility on campus about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So no more excuses for our program.
No, but Greg is going to help you there. Greg Dick, he's a good friend, and of course he played here, and I know he was really excited about it. And there's another fellow, he's my nephew, in fact, is on the board there at III. So this was a great deal and a great thing for them.
But Marquette's had a lot of success to this point in golf, wouldn't you say?
Well, since he's been here, yeah. But, again, he's had some good training. Pat Goss was his mentor, and Pat Goss did a great job is doing a good job at Northwestern. you know, and had some good players, Luke Donald, people like that. So it isn't that he has not come from a well-bred deal, but he has, you know, I hate to be talking out, but he has a lot of, because Wisconsin, the University of Wisconsin, did not recruit local athletes, right? Most of his people, aren't most of your people from Wisconsin, or again now the UP?
About half of our team.
Yeah,
right
it's from the UP.
A couple outsiders.
Right, but you're getting the best players, it seems to be. And what happens is that once, what he's done, once your players, those are your best recruiters, because these kids talk to themselves all right, you know, all the time. And I hear the stories. I talk to them. I teach some of them, not his players, but teach some of them where, you know, they feel comfortable in going to Marquette. And, you know, you get a number of players. I mean, we won 2 Big Tens, and all 5 players, actually 6, but 5 played. Another one, all 5 players from Wisconsin, and we won women's Big Ten. They were all Wisconsin.
Well,
players.
They grew up here. They know the environment. They're used to it.
Well,
And
that
type of thing.
Well, they're winners, just like what he's talking about. This guy here, you know, they know how to get out there. Some of them, I don't know. Sometimes I think coming from a background where you have instructors for how you dress, how you hold a club, and how your head and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if that, you know, when they get out there to play, it's just you and playing. And he mentioned a good point there about feel. And, you know, it's still a game of feel. And if this young fellow plays by feel, he's on the right track.
Steve, what's your philosophy on recruiting? How have you approached making Marquette successful?
Well, I don't know that there's a real special formula to it. I think the one thing that I've gravitated more towards as I've done this is the importance of our culture. And so, yeah, I do want to win and be successful, but I've learned over time that it's about finding not only talented kids, but kids that fit your culture. And it's so important to us, and, you know, the environment we create, that has so much to do with it. So I wish I knew the special formula that seemed to have worked for us. And, you know, a lot of what I do is what I learned from, you know, Coach Goss, and it's helped us. We can always get better at it, but and I think the facilities help too. You know, what we have coming down the pipeline and the courses that we have access to in the area. I think that's our biggest perk, to be honest. You know, to go play places like Aaron and to get up to Whistling Straits. And then there's another 20 courses here locally in Milwaukee land that have opened their doors to us. And so that's the biggest carrot we have.
Steve, a summary of the new facilities as you go down the road. What is potentially available to you in terms of facilities and that type of thing that'll help the program?
Well, it's an indoor facility that's comparable with a lot of the Big Ten schools now. And, you know, we'll have locker rooms, coaches' offices. We'll have a couple simulators, hitting bays, and then, you know, 5,000 square foot shipping and pitching, and we can hit full swing shots in there. And so basically anything we want to do to prepare now. And so that's it's big for us moving forward.
But, you know, the facility, that's going to help you. There's no question about it. But it's, you know, the facility doesn't make the player. The mentorship, the development makes the player. And this is what I'm getting for Steve here, is that, you know, he's providing that mentorship and that leadership. And of course, he's bringing that from Pat. But, you know, he's providing that and learning on his own. And that really is the difference. You know, I tell you what, I know a facility that's not too far from here that's pretty darn good. Yet that isn't happening. I can tell you here at Cherokee, we hit balls outside all winter long.
I remember that years ago.
13 mats put on the blacktop, and they hit balls. You know, coach, it's only a 6-ball day. Well, that's good. Then go upstairs and work out. But the point is that it's a little bit of that he has there. And, you know, a little bit of Rocky goes a long way. You know, where they get a little bit tough because it always isn't like hitting indoors off of nice mats, you know. So you got to be commended for what you're doing. I hope you keep that up. I know there's a number of players in the state, young players that are you've drawn attention to. They're drawing people in. And any time that we can provide a winner in our state, from my perspective anyway, is a good thing.
Steve, I want to wish you the best of luck with Marquette and the NCAA Regional, and thank you for joining us on Talking Golf. We appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate it.
Good to have you on, bud.
We'll be back after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Madison. The 2018 American Family Insurance Championship Week is set for June 18th through the 24th at University Ridge. Tickets are available now at amfamchampionship.com/tickets. Be on the links when tournament host Steve Stricker tees it off. Proceeds from the AmFam Championship benefit the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation, the American Family Children's Hospital, and numerous local Madison charities. Don't miss out. Get your tickets on amfamchampionship.com/tickets.
Hi, this is Dave Gary, and it's open house time at the Princeton Clubs. Come see what our clubs are all about. Try a class or just relax in our pools. Visit any of our clubs for free during our open house going on now. With more locations, more amenities, and more free classes, there's never been a better time to be a member of the Princeton Clubs. I think you'll be surprised how much better you'll feel just after a few visits. Plus, with our express locations all over the Madison area, you'll never be more than a few minutes away from your next workout. As a member, you'll also have access to Cherokee Country Club's outdoor pool to make the most out of your summer. So come try the Princeton Clubs today. Get inspired and start feeling great again. We keep our clubs spotlessly clean, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and with free childcare and no joining fees. And if you're ready to step up to the Princeton Clubs, we'll even buy out your current membership somewhere else. The Princeton Clubs, voted Madison's best health club year after year. Visit PrincetonClub.net for more details.
At Oak Park Place, they understand there are some loves that last a lifetime, like the love of the game, and they celebrate those things that make you uniquely you. Their community of friends, family, and caring staff provide support if you need it, while you enjoy your independence when you want it. Because they know that sharing memories of time well spent is just that, time well spent. Learn more about senior living at an Oak Park Place near you. Visit oakparkplace.com.
The American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge Golf Course is quick approaching, and you can play the course for some of the best rates of the year. Enjoy spring rates as low as $55 with a GPS card from now until Memorial Day weekend. Or join the Ridge Club and pay half-price green fees for most of the season. You don't have to be a pro to play one of the best courses in southern Wisconsin. Book a tee time today at universityridge.com or give us a call, 845-7700. Play where the Badgers play and the pros play, University Ridge.
Right now, Cherokee Country Club is offering outstanding introductory golf memberships. You can join Cherokee as an individual member for $2,400. Depending on your age, you can get a family membership that starts at only $2,900. Check it out for yourself. What you're going to find is the best deal in Madison when it comes to joining a golf club. And by the way, your membership also allows you to use all of the facilities at the Princeton Club and the Madison Club.
Back in 30, we got
If
Gary.
you're a business owner, Cherokee offers a voucher golf program that allows you to purchase 20 rounds of golf, good for 18 holes with a golf cart, for only $1,000. What a great way to entertain your clients, customers, or employees. Cherokee also offers memberships for swimming and indoor and outdoor tennis. And the public is welcome to use the driving range, restaurant, banquet facilities, or book a wedding there. For more information, call 249-1000 or visit the website at CherokeeCountryClub.net. Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown, and joining us now, Gary D'Amato of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. In a couple of minutes, we're going to have a little friendly debate on who's the best ever. Is it Tiger Woods or is it Jack Nicklaus? That debate will be between Gary and Mr. Tiziani. But Gary, before we do that, you got an article you're going to be writing this week. The Wisconsin State Golf Association is going to start a par 3 championship at Sand Valley. Why don't you update us on that event?
Yeah. Hey guys, PB and Dennis, good to talk to you. I'm really excited about this. A state championship, a state par 3 championship. The first year it's going to be open to 72 golfers. It's going to be a smaller field, but the handicap requirement is 9.4, which I think is the same as the state amateurs. So you're going to get a lot of good players, I think, to play in this thing. And, you know, the holes at this new, it's called the Sandbox. It's a new par 3 course at Sand Valley. The holes range from 50 yards to like 145. A lot of holes are 80, 90, 100 yards. So these guys are going to be hitting little lob wedges and half wedges. And I just think it's going to be really exciting because any guy on any tee can make a hole in one. And I think that's a lot of fun. And I think the USGA should take notice. I mean, can you imagine a national par 3 championship open to anybody? They play from the same tees, and you could have in the final round, in the final group, you could have, you know, Lexi Thompson, Jordan Spieth, and Steve Stricker playing in the final together in a par 3 championship. I think it's a really good idea, I think.
So wait a minute. I'm not sure. I'm not following this guy here. Is this open to women and men and pros?
The first year it's not. The first year it's just going to be just for men because they were late getting started with this thing, and I think they just want to launch it this year. But they're talking about in the future having qualifying sites for men, women, juniors, seniors, and the qualifiers then would advance to the par 3 championship. And whoever qualifies plays from the same tees, whether it's men, juniors, women, 80-year-old guy if he qualifies, a 15-year-old kid. So I think it could be a lot of fun.
Well, that's pretty nice. I mean, that's pretty cool. You know, I mean, par 3 and kind of fits with what's going on because I look at some of the tournaments that are going on, especially on the PGA side, and there's very few that are other than best balls or, you know, scrambles or stuff like that. I mean, you know, I like the idea that we're going to highlight something where people are playing on an individual basis and graded accordingly.
And you're going to have an article this week on that. When's the tournament?
So it's a little unorthodox. So the winning score is going to be in the 40s, I think, you know. But it's going to be a lot of twos on this course and maybe some ones. So I think it's going to be exciting.
All right, let's have our little friendly debate here. Now, we've got about 5 different criteria we're going to talk about in terms of who's the greatest golfer ever, Tiger or Jack? Number 1, majors. Jack has won 18. Tiger has won 14. Gary, obviously the edge goes to Jack, right?
Who's he picking?
No question. He's the greatest champion
We're going to go down
now,
the
that's
list.
different from the greatest golfer. I want to make that clear. He's the greatest champion ever.
Wait a minute now. Champion golfer. Now we're determined. What's the difference in that other than the spelling? I mean, you know.
Well,
champion
he's
golfer.
The greatest champion because he's won more major championships. But I don't think anyone has ever played golf as well as great as Tiger did in 2000 when he won the U.S. Open by 15 shots.
Well, wait a while. That's a tournament that he won.
You might dispute that, Dennis.
Oh, absolutely. Scoring average isn't any better.
66 and 67. 4 of 8 from 72. Tiger won 7 of his 11 major championships from 99 through 2002. He had a run of 4 of 8, matching Jack's best in the majors in 5 and 6. As Gary mentioned, the Tiger Slam. In 10 months, he won 4 majors.
Wait a while. 10 months, okay.
10 months. He had a streak, obviously, with the 4 straight majors. He won by 25 strokes, and he was 65 under during that time. So at its peak, between the two of them, who was the best?
Now we're going at its peak. We're saying who was the best golfer, and now we're going to at its peak. But you missed one important number.
What's that?
22 wins in second. 22 times he finished second, which is, I think, better than 18 wins.
Gary, do you buy that?
Well, I don't know if it's better, but it sure is impressive that he was finished first or second 40 times in major championships. I'll give you that. And it's phenomenal. No one will ever do that again in the history of the game.
Well, so then he must be the best golfer ever.
That's never going to happen again.
So he must be the best ever.
No, if you're measuring by that standard, yes, he is. But if you're measuring by who played the best golf over a stretch, I think it's Tiger.
We didn't say that. We said the best golfer of all time, not somebody over a stretch. If you're going to do a stretch, then I would probably pick. I'd probably pick Lee Trevino. He won 3 majors in 1 year.
Or Byron Nelson won 17 times.
Well, there you go. What I'm saying is that I'm not discrediting this guy, Tiger Woods. He's a good player, and I'll tell you what, his swing is really better today than I've ever seen it.
I agree with that.
There's no question. Now, the only problem I got is after that metal wears off, what's the next disc that goes?
Yeah.
You know, that
Yeah.
bothers me because he's done well. We did this conversation. I mean, people $27 million worth of advertising on an uptick because he's in the tournament. I mean, come on, that's phenomenal number. But Nicklaus, now here, Tiger played against who?
This is my next question.
Oh, here we go. All
Here,
right.
Well,
let's
okay.
talk about
Greg
the
Norman
competition.
at the end of his career.
Because
Jack,
Jack competed against people like Arnold Palmer, Gary Player,
Yeah.
Tom Watson, Lee Trevino,
Right.
each of whom, all of those, won
Right.
6 or more majors.
All right.
Tiger basically played against just 2 players that won 3 majors or more
Right.
during his era. They were Ernie Els and Vijay Singh.
Right.
Phil Mickelson was involved, but Tiger wasn't really there all of the time that Phil was there. So in terms of competitive competition, you're going with Jack.
Yeah,
meaning
there's no
Dennis.
question. I mean, look at Gary Player, Arnold Palmer, Tom Watson, Lee Trevino. I mean, it isn't even close in the world of golf. Even those who, follow just Tiger, but the scoring average, what's the scoring average at the end of the year? It's been no lower. It's been no less than. In fact, Byron Nelson's was lower, 68 something. So
But I will say this though, I don't think there's any question that the fields are deeper talent-wise today. Maybe there's not as many Hall of Famers that Tiger had to beat, but in Jack Nicklaus's heyday, after the top 20 or 25 guys, I mean, the rest of them weren't going to win majors. They were all. It was the same group of a dozen or 15 guys winning all the majors.
How many guys?
Nowadays,
how many guys have won a major?
Jump out in the top 125 in the world and win a major.
But how many of those big shot players you're talking about have won majors?
Well, I mean, when you look at
Jordan Spieth,
look at Brooks Koepka. Koepka won a major. Spieth won a bunch. Rory's won 4. Jason Day's won 1 and probably will win more. Sergio finally won a major.
Probably.
I mean, there's not as many Hall of Famers today, I don't think.
Right.
And maybe it's because Tiger's so good, he blunted the careers of some guys. How many majors would Ernie Els and Phil won if Tiger wouldn't have been on the scene for 15 years,
There's no, you can say whatever you want. I think Tiger was a good player. He played good during that particular stretch. No question about it. He putted great, on and on and on. But over the long haul, we'll see what he does when he's 45 years old, whether he even makes the cut at the Masters.
All right, let me finish it. Let me finish it up this way. Is it fair then to say Tiger Woods had the greatest run of any golfer who ever picked up a club, but Jack Nicklaus put together a career that from start to finish is unparalleled?
So who's the better golfer? Are you judging it over a period of time, or are you picking a tournament? Because I'll tell you what,
period of time.
Oh, then it's Jack Nicklaus.
Gary?
This is hard for me because I got to tell you, Jack Nicklaus was my boyhood hero.
Well, this is not hard. Just say Jack Nicklaus. You lost in
But I
this
still
deal.
say Tiger at his best beats Jack at his best. Let's put it that way. That's what I say.
Pure conjecture.
Yeah?
Pure
yeah, you're right.
conjecture.
Looking at the record.
I'm looking at
Jack's
the record
greatest
of what
champion of all
was
time.
actually
I agree
done.
with that.
And one guy I played with in the same years, and the other guy I watched over time because he was a competitor of a guy that I know really well, who during those times of during the time of that the Ryder or the Cup, that they play for, when Tiger was first, the guy I'm talking about was second. But if you take a look what's going on during that second, that this guy I'm talking about that finishes in second place was as good or better than Tiger Woods. During that time, they were played 1 and 2 for how many weeks? In fact, that was a big telltale deal there because when Steve came to me to Tiger Woods, I said, well, the only reason why he likes you is you give him credibility. And the other thing is he can beat you. That didn't go very well. So from that point on, after he found out he could beat Tiger Woods, he played good.
Well, I know we're not going to settle it one way.
Wait a while. We did settle it. Don't give me this stuff. He admitted that this guy was better. I can't lose. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I mean, I hate to lose.
Gary, thank you for being with us on the show. Appreciate it. We'll be back after this time out.
See you, buddy.
Golf Effect Radio Network.
What can you count on? There's that friend who always calls at the right time. A loyal
All right, I need that number.
always ready to go. Here's something else you can count on. Electricity. Just flip a switch and your life powers up. At American Transmission Company, we help make sure electricity is there when you need it. That's what we do. Deliver economical, reliable power for your everyday life. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
At Oak Park Place, they understand there are some loves that last a lifetime, like the love of the game, and they celebrate those things that make you uniquely you. Their community of friends, family, and caring staff provide support if you need it, while you enjoy your independence when you want it. Because they know that sharing memories of time well spent is just that, time well spent. Learn more about senior living at an Oak Park Place near you. Visit oakparkplace.com.
The American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge Golf Course is quickly approaching, and you can play the course for some of the best rates of the year. Enjoy spring rates as low as $55 with a GPS card from now until Memorial Day weekend. Or join the Ridge Club and pay half-price green fees for most of the season. You don't have to be a pro to play one of the best courses in southern Wisconsin. Book a tee time today at universityridge.com or give us a call, 845-7700. Play where the Badgers play and the pros play, University Ridge.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Madison. The 2018 American Family Insurance Championship Week is set for June 18th through the 24th at University Ridge. Tickets are available now at amfamchampionship.com/tickets. Be on the links when tournament host Steve Stricker tees it off. Proceeds from the AmFam Championship benefit the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation, the American Family Children's Hospital, and numerous local Madison charities. Don't miss out. Get your tickets on amfamchampionship.com/tickets.
The mighty Blue Marlin. You've battled for 2 solid hours. He jumps again. He's almost at the side of the boat. It's the moment of truth. Because there's never been a better time to test drive the 2018 Mercedes-Benz GLC. With a smooth 9-speed transmission, it loves to run. Set course for your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. Visit mbusa.com/GLC to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Did you know every 65 seconds somebody develops Alzheimer's disease? Did you know it kills more people than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined? Or that 1 out of 3 seniors die with the disease or another form of dementia? For the first time, the UW School of Medicine and Public Health will be partnering with the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation for a unique fundraising event that was created to support Alzheimer's research at the UW. In the next several weeks, the partnership will introduce Birdies to End Alzheimer's. This special fundraising event will run in conjunction with the American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge in June. What's really impressive about this upcoming campaign is that 100% of the proceeds will be used to fund Alzheimer's research at the UW. Stay tuned for more information on how you can become involved with Birdies to End Alzheimer's.
All right, guys, coming back here. I'll let you know when I got him.
Alpha Factor Radio Network, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown. You're getting some feedback, huh?
Yeah, right. They're convinced, the listeners are convinced that Jack Nicklaus is the best. But he qualified. He said it was really a lot of fun. Yeah. But Gary took the, he took the low road.
Yeah.
He did. I took the winner anyway.
Well, we're making contact with Tim Rosefort, who's a senior writer for Golf World Magazine and works for the Golf Channel. And we'll pick up a conversation with Tim here in a couple of minutes. We'll talk a little bit. In fact, Tim's joining us right now. Tim, thank you for joining Dennis Tiziani and yours truly, Paul Brown. And Tim, on the Wells Fargo Championship, just recapping that a little bit before we move on to the players. Jason Day winning his 12th championship in that event. A couple of things. The 17th hole, him and Phil Mickelson, 230-yard par 3. Tim and Dennis, those guys hit 7 irons. Now, I know it might have been a little breezy, but Tim, what's going on with the distance these guys are hitting the golf ball?
Just a little adjoinder to that is that I'd asked Justin Thomas before the tournament in his news conference for what was the one moment that rushed back to him returning to the property where he won the PGA, and he talked about the 7 iron he hit too. He had a 197 to carry, and pumped up on adrenaline. And, you know, there's a lot. It's more than just the equipment and the balls. It's the athletes. They're faster now. They're trained earlier to hit it pretty close to where they're hitting it right now. And, you know, Paul, all I got to say, though, is that it always comes down to, you know, I forget the number that Jason Day had of 325-yard drives.
It was 20 plus. It was 20
right,
plus.
So, but how did he win the tournament? He was like, what, 12 for 13, getting it up and down, whatever the number was, just incredible. So, you know, you put wedges, you put 6 irons. I know it's harder to hit a 2-iron than it is a wedge. I've done this for a long time, but I also have seen a lot of missed shots with, you know, mid to low irons and then, you know, some mess ups on greens. In this case, Day didn't have his best stuff, and he broke the, you know, he broke the, you know, he flipped it by playing incredibly well, you know, with his scoring clubs and making putts like he does and like he did a couple of years ago. He became #1 player in the world.
Tim Rosefort is with us, and Tim, give us the scouting report on Aaron Wise, a 21-year-old who hit a drive 383 yards in that tournament, and he's about 5'10", 5'11", 175-pound, soaking wet, so to speak. Tell us a little bit about Aaron.
Well, you remember Casey Martin from the, you know, Tigers teammate had the special situation where he could ride a roller, kind of like a motorized cart to play in the U.S. Open. So anyway, he's a coach at Oregon now, and you know, Wise wasn't that highly recruited. He was an elite talent, but not an elite name really among the college, high school kids that were signed, you know, that year, which was just only 2 years ago. I mean, 4 years ago, he was basically, you know, playing high school golf. And anyway, you know, a real smart kid. He was in pre-law. Casey got him into school by giving him an academic scholarship and also split with, you know, an athletic scholarship. And then, you know, he ends up winning the NCAAs and beats some of the schools that didn't give him full rides because they didn't want to take that kind of chance on him. So there's just another example of, you know, the depth of talent coming in nowadays and how tough it is, because somebody's always going to get hot from week to week and have their week. And very oftentimes now we're seeing them that they're right around the age of 20 instead of 25 or 30.
Dennis, you are seeing a lot of new names, are you not, on the pro golf tour, and young guys that can really play?
Yeah, but a lot of these people have a lot of experience coming off of the Web.com tour. This is not really double new to them, and they're of a mindset that they're not intimidated at all. I mean, they play like hell. But this fellow, Jason Day, man, he did not miss a putt inside of 5 feet.
I heard a stat, and I hope I heard this correctly, and I'm not misreporting it because it's unbelievable if I heard it on the telecast. 172 consecutive times inside of 5 feet. He didn't miss.
Well, that makes you a great chipper and a great bunker player. If you can do that, I mean, that's the whole game.
And not put a lot of pressure on
yeah, and at 237 yards, that hole there, I mean, they had to carry it maybe 195 downwind because that green didn't hold anything. I mean, they're hitting that kind of an iron into it, and that ball would have went over the green that he hit the pin on. I think it would have. So that's still a long ways. I mean, I know when I'm here playing, even with Steve, you know, it's 220 or whatever it is, and well, I'll just hit a 6-iron. Really? I'm standing there with
How about this cool new way of measuring shots like that? It's no longer about distance. It's apex of ball flight, too.
Oh, yeah.
I think
oh, yeah. Well, that's a big item, though.
Or something.
Angle of entry.
Directly from this morning on Morning Drive. So that's incredible now, too, and that these kids can launch it so high, right, Dennis?
I mean, they do. You know,
have it come. Even I know that ball probably was going to go off the back of the green. I mean, that thing was motoring when it hit the flag.
Oh, yeah. And some of these guys I'm watching how they release the club. You know, they're bowed down coming in, and it's more of a flip, which is a way that I remember way back when we first got this machine that would test the ball's club head speed. And some of the guys, we had a place called the 4 Pros, and they told me to get in there. Everybody was going along 120, 125. So I got this driver, and I know enough when I get there, if I flip it at the right time, it went to 151. They couldn't believe it. And I said, well, that's a trick, but how do you control it when you're flipping? You know, when you're, a lot of them have, you know, and Jordan Spieth still does it. He chicken wing flip, you know, and you get a guy like tall guy, #1 player, was a #1 player, you know.
You're talking Koepka?
No, not Koepka. He bows it too and does the same thing. You can't really release the club the way I think it should be released coming over when it's bowed coming from underneath, you know. But
that's what I got to ask you real quick is I'm going to go for my free lesson here. I love these wide bases some of these kids swing from. You know, like when you're playing other sports, you're trying to take on a tight end or you're trying to go up for a rebound. You know, your feet are usually spread.
Right.
But the problem is not everybody has the type of flexibility to turn when their feet are that wide, correct?
Oh, that's one thing. But you also notice this, and I can see that they use, you know, you play basketball. So, you know, when you shoot a free throw, you use your feet. It's more, it's you use your feet. Watch how these people here. I see the young lady Thompson, and I see the Justin Thomas. They jump right out of their shoes. That's right. But and Bubba Watson, but they're using the ground, and they've got that timing down perfect when they can use their legs and their feet. And I can remember back to some of the longest hitters in the world when their butt end was no more than a foot or two off the ground. They had crouched down so far that when they came to hit the ball, you know, they straightened up and locked up. Tiger Woods did forever. That's what caused that knee. I mean, he popped it right back, and you know, and this is what I'm seeing with some of these guys, and you can correct me, but I look at them and I'm saying, you know, their bones are not going to hold up.
That's right, they'll have $30 million in the bank by the time they retire.
I know, okay. I know. That's the other side of the coin. Let's give it up, but you know, so there's a lot of things that I see. But he brought up, you know, Rosie brought up a good point. They're measuring the arc. Or this, you know, the apex. So they're judging that angle of inflection. You know, when you hit it like that, you know,
what do you call it?
Angle of inflection.
Angle of inflection.
So now you're going to use it. Now, don't tell them where you heard it, because they'll be calling me on the phone then. But angle of inflection. But you know, it's the same thing in shooting free throws or shooting. You know, it's where the ball peaks out. You know, and that's a deal, because they're not getting a lot of spin on the ball. You know, you'll see some, but they're not getting a lot of spin when it's out of spin when it gets there. So you better change how the ball comes into the green. So they're doing that business. But you know, it's interesting to watch. I mean, it is so far. I can't hardly believe it. You know,
we're chatting with Tim Rosen.
Fun, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
Everything's, you got a new kid every week doing something, and it was good to see Watney. You know, make that 58-footer. He was almost out of the game with his back, and he decided not to have surgery, and turned out all right.
I'm so happy for him. But how about this kid here? That's my show anyway, so I can talk whenever I want. But
what guy?
At least you didn't tell me to shut up, which is all right.
Now that's the most impressive guy that I've seen in a long, long time. To not look like
he's hung in there with Justin Thomas down at PGA National.
Right.
Didn't look very poised.
But he's got a great swing and a great attitude, and he's got the size, you know, where he reminds me a little bit of Ernie, you know, where they make this smooth move, big boys, you know, and they'll be around forever, you know, because
full body swing, you know, a lot of big muscle kind of stuff. Right?
Exactly. So that's my pick going forward anyway. I like the way this guy plays.
Right.
Let's move on to
players. Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's move on to the players. And boy, I'll tell you, there's some really nice foursomes coming up here. They got Phil with Ricky and Tiger. That hasn't happened in a long time. They've got Justin Thomas with Spieth and Rory McIlroy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Tim, do you think legitimately that becomes, can they have a fifth major? Or, I mean, they keep talking about the players potentially being at that level. You think it's fair?
I mean, it's a great tournament, but I just think it's always going to be the fourth, not the X anything major.
Right.
I think
I agree.
You know, there's four majors. I may be old school, but you know, I mean, it's a huge event. It gives as many perks as any other major championship does, but I just think I think a major is in fours, not in fives.
I agree.
So that's where I'm coming from.
I agree.
And one question on Tiger, or maybe two. We got about 3 minutes left here. Do both of you agree one of the major things with Tiger right now, he's given up a lot of strokes per 18 holes in putting right now, isn't he? Is that a fair assessment?
Well, he's averaging 31 and the winner's averaging 27. So, you know, 4 strokes, that's 16 strokes a tournament.
You see it that way too, Tim?
I see something different every week. You know, when we at the Masters, it was the irons, so I think that's an indication of he's not playing enough to keep sharp enough to compete on this level the way he did a couple of weeks ago down at Bay Hill, where, you know, and then he got there and he hit that ball out of bounds. So,
yeah,
you know, there's a lot to the experience of going after it when you're in contention or trying to get into contention. And Dennis, I don't know, he's healthy, he looks good, he's great to be around now, he's really relaxed. But you know, he's not playing a lot. He played twice, 5 times in the first 4 months or something like that, or whatever the number was. Wasn't many. And then I heard this morning on XM, Hank Haney kind of talking about how, you know, you got to go out and play practice rounds. You got to go do all this putting and chipping and blah, blah, blah. You know, I guess maybe he's not doing that. And for whether it's he's trying to preserve his body or, you know, he's got whatever the reason is, it doesn't seem like he's obviously playing a lot. And I guess from a practice standpoint, people don't see him on the range. When he used to use that as kind of one of his mental powers, knowing that he'd outwork everybody. He, you know, although it's great to see him back, it's just an indication that seemingly that he's not able to practice enough to be sharp enough to compete and win.
But I think we're just he'll win. Yeah, he's win. I think he's just on the edge. I got a video. Obviously, took apart his swing as compared to. This is the best I've ever seen him go through the ball. You've heard the old type knuckles down through the ball, and how you know, his right hand. You watch how he comes through on that ball that he's doing it. You know, he doesn't quite got it with that driver yet, but his irons are as close to perfection as can be. Very Hogan-esque. You know, I just think he's going to do good. And as he gets older, he's growing up, obviously. You know, he did some, you know, he did a great thing. You know, I mean, so he had a bad pass, but you can go real fast here. When we had those hurricanes that were going on down there in Florida, he went and got his kids and his ex-wife, but he also got who's the guy you know, with the flipped up cap, you know what I'm talking
Jesper?
About. He also went and got Jesper and his family, and Jesper, of course, was a big critic, you know, wish he'd hit him in the head with a driver instead of an iron, but he brought them all to his house and took care of them and did and put them in a shelter and sheltered them at his house. That to me was a huge deal in my look.
Tim Rosefort gets us. We're out of time. Thank you, Dennis. Tim, always a pleasure.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
I'll see you. See you, Rosie. Yeah.
We'll be back after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Try a class or just relax in our pools. Visit any of our clubs for free during our open house going on now. With more locations, more amenities, and more free classes, there's never been a better time to be a member of the Princeton Clubs. I think you'll be surprised how much better you'll feel just after a few visits. Plus, with our express locations all over the Madison area, you'll never be more than a few minutes away from your next workout. As a member, you'll also have access to Cherokee Country Club's outdoor pool to make the most out of your summer. So come try the Princeton Clubs today. Get inspired and start feeling great again. We keep our clubs spotlessly clean, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and with free childcare and no joining fees. And if you're ready to step up to the Princeton Clubs, we'll even buy out your current membership somewhere else. The Princeton Clubs, voted Madison's best health club year after year. Visit PrincetonClub.net for more details.
In today's world, we're more plugged in than ever, and we don't think twice when we flip the switch to turn on the lights or boot up our computers. We count on the stable, reliable transmission of electricity, and that's what American Transmission Company is all about. We don't generate electricity, but our grid helps energize your everyday life. We're the vital link between power production and the people who count on it. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Madison.
In about 30 seconds.
2018 American Family Insurance Championship Week is set for June 18th through the 24th at University Ridge. Tickets are available now at amfamchampionship.com/tickets. Be on the links when tournament host Steve Stricker tees it off. Proceeds from the AmFam Championship benefit the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation, the American Family Children's Hospital, and numerous local Madison charities. Don't miss out. Get your tickets on amfamchampionship.com/tickets.
You know which break it was?
Right now, Cherokee Country Club is offering outstanding introductory golf memberships. You can join Cherokee as an individual member for $2,400. Depending on your age, you can get a family membership that starts at only $2,900. Check it out for yourself. What you're going to find is the best deal in Madison when it comes to joining a golf club. And by the way, your membership also allows you to use all of the facilities at the Princeton Club and the Madison Club. If you're a business owner, Cherokee offers a voucher golf program that allows you to purchase 20 rounds of golf good for 18 holes with a golf cart for only $1,000. What a great way to entertain your clients, customers, or employees. Cherokee also offers memberships for swimming and indoor and outdoor tennis. And the public is welcome to use the driving range, restaurant, banquet facilities, or book a wedding there. For more information, call 249-1000 or visit the website at CherokeeCountryClub.net.
The American Family Championship features golf's living legends competing right here in Wisconsin. Take advantage of the Wild Rock American Family Championship package, which includes 18 holes with GPS cart at Wild Rock, with lunch and a Wild Rock hat, plus a ticket to the championship in Madison this June. Call or check out our website for availability.
All right, back in 10 seconds, 1 minute.
253-4653 or wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
Back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network. Wild Rock, along with UW Ridge, a couple of golf courses where we're going to have passes to sell. We'll put them up for sale in the next couple of weeks. Both courses, $50 per round, including golf car, an opportunity for you to play those two outstanding facilities. And your $50 for that round of golf comes to the Golf Effect, and we'll use the money for charity. And we'll be releasing those passes. We have 50 passes for each course, and we'll be selling those in the next couple of weeks. Please join us next Monday night as we will give you all the details on the Birdies for Memories for Alzheimer's that'll take place during the American Family Insurance Championship. For Dave McCann, our engineer, along with Dennis Tiziati, I'm Paul Brown, and already we're out of time. That's Talking Golf for now on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Thank you for tuning in to Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Network. Talking Golf has been brought to you by American Transmission Company, ATC, helping you keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly. Oak Park Place, offering senior living options for the lifestyle you deserve, with amenities and services for a carefree, independent way of life. And by the Princeton Club, a premier health club that combines state-of-the-art equipment with a highly trained staff and convenient locations. Until next time, here's wishing you fairways and greens. Broadcasting live from the